On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the after show, but later it's your boy D, joined again, as always, by El Cucuy.
What's up? What's up?
We are on episode number 64 today. 64, man, it flew by. I've actually done like the last 10 with El Cucuy. So right here, this is the new team. We're the new squad officially. I think this is the new after show, but later.
Right on. Thanks. That sounds. I like the sound of that.
You know what? One thing I keep forgetting to do is I keep forgetting to ask people, if you're listening to the show and you dig it, wherever you're listening, on Spotify, Apple, anywhere, can you please leave us a review and give us the 5 stars preferably, but if you think we suck, give us 1 star, whatever. As long as you give us stars and then you comment, those comments help actually push the podcast, so it'll be recommended and shit for more people. So if you guys could take a couple of 30 seconds to a minute out of your day and just do that for us, it'd be greatly appreciated. If not, well, we just appreciate you guys actually checking it out. And El Cucuy and I actually we've been on a high this week because we heard that we have a new listener, and he I guess he digs the show, right?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So I'm excited, bro. If rumors are true, I'm excited.
Yeah, you know what? I won't even you know what? Let's play this first and see if people can guess who the person is that digs the show.
I'm listening to the after show, but later.
Oh, if we'll play name that guest, I guess. Name that person that's listening. But yeah, man, I don't know what's going on. It was a great week. What do you have for the week? What's going on?
Well, I want to get things started off. If Rich made a statement, and I found it really intriguing. His claim was that Randy Watson invented the mic drop.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'd never heard it before that, but I won't say it's 100% true. But then again, I won't bag on him because I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I love Rich to death. Normally don't see eye to eye with him. I think on this one I do.
Really?
I think Randy Watson. I think he did. That was the mic drop heard around the world. We just didn't know we heard it when we did.
You know what? I thought you were going to tell me, because I know you're in the past you were involved in some hip hop shit. I thought you were going to tell me, nah, this shit's been going around. We were doing that shit since the 80s, dropping mics. And I'm glad that you didn't, because yeah, it's nice to every once in a while agree with Ridge,
Yeah, and I wish I could, take some of that credit on that mic drop. I mean, I don't know, man, but I think that's the first one that, at least for me, when from my lifetime, where I can make the recollection. And actually, Rich made it. I just got to agree with his point. But I think he's right. I can't believe I'm saying it, bro, but I think Rich is right.
Rich is right. In 64 episodes, that's the first time I think that's ever been said. So,
yeah. Well, you know what? I think he's right. I'm just, and now it's monumental, right? Your show wasn't complete without a mic drop.
No, and actually, this kind of makes me think about something else. Do you remember when we might have discussed it, but I don't remember. So if we did, I mean, forgive us if you're listening. But what did you think about when Covino made the same statement, I guess, about the word MILF? And Rich was saying, and Spot, I believe, they were saying that it was first on American Pie or some shit. And Covino was saying they've been using it since the early 90s.
Well, Covino doesn't really bullshit a whole lot. I personally only heard it the first time, I think, on American Pie. But I'm not gonna, if he says that he said it before that, fuck it. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, it's kind of hard for me because Covino's got a couple of years on me. And so for me, when American Pie came out,
thanks, bro. We're the same age. Thanks. Me and Covino.
Oh, really? I didn't,
thanks.
Damn. But okay. Well, I guess that makes sense because check it out. Because for me, the first time I heard it was American Pie as well. But right. I was in 5th or 6th grade when it came out. So I wasn't hearing it much before that, you know. So even if it was a popular thing or it was you know, pretty, I guess, cool amongst like dudes talking with their homies. In
Right.
fifth or sixth grade, we MILFs were like the furthest thing from our mind, you know.
Right. Yeah, and I was a
So
little older. But yeah, I think the first time I heard it was Stifler, right? That's because to me, that's the connection I personally made with making him a fucking legend because he bangs the
mhm.
mill. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, yeah, definitely. You know, it's funny. I heard Gary Vee talking about NFTs and shit, and how like it if you could if you knew the person, the one person who had the very first ticket, who had bought the very first ticket to ET, like wouldn't that be cool?
Right.
And you know, I was thinking about like Stifler, like he's the one who said it and got the credit for it, but I
Right.
wonder who actually like wrote it. Was it like who wrote that line, you know? And we'll probably like never know who's actually the one in the writers room who wrote it.
Or did he
And
improv? Did he just freestyle it too though? Was that
yeah,
outtake? You never I don't know, man.
hey, it could have been that too. I'd never even thought of that. So he
You know
could
what though,
be.
bro? You know what? You talk about NFTs, bro, we got to get on that, man. If Gary Vee, as successful as he's been in all those different companies he's invested in, and he's talking about it now, and it's only gaining traction like the first week or two. I wish I would have bought Bitcoin when my buddy told me to buy it. And it was only 4,000. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, you know what? NFTs. Yeah, I listened to another podcast with Gary Vee, and he was talking about how he's going to be involved with NFTs for the rest of his life, right? And he was saying the last time he had a feeling like this was when it actually came to the internet, and
Right.
he called it what did he call it? The internet like 2.0 or some shit, like
Oh,
the
it was
web
on the
2.0. And he was like, that was when I guess email started becoming a thing, and then eventually YouTube, and then so he knew the internet at that point. When he put his website up on the internet, he was like, this is a game changer. And he
right.
was saying that for NFTs he feels the same way. So it's gonna be for him, he said, as a consumer and also as a creator, it's
Right.
definitely changing the world. And he said a few years from now when people are talking about it, you know, even now, he said it's kind of crazy for him to be talking about it because he's been looking into it for, I guess, a few years or something. But besides that, damn, what was I going to tell you about the NFTs? Fuck, there was something about the NFTs, Gary Vee. Fuck, I don't know. Just yeah, I guess we can move on until I remember.
But we got to get in on them because here's the thing is because even if it's only say it sputs out in a year or 2 or 3 years, if we know now it's going to rise, right? And what you said, I didn't even think about it. You said ET. You're right, bro. Think if you had the first ticket ever to ET, what's that worth? How many millions is that worth?
And that's what Gary Vee is saying, is that we're gonna have proof of that. So just like when people are selling like bootleg Jordans, right?
Right.
You have to be like a fucking like a sneakerhead, a crazy ass sneakerhead to figure it out and be like, oh no, wait, the stitching on this one's a little different or some shit. Like there's even like quote unquote official Jordans that are coming from like fucking the Jordan like shop,
Right.
but because their stitching was like a fucking millimeter off or some shit, they can't sell them as like authentic Jordans, so they throw them out. Those
Right.
get leaked and people start selling them as real Jordans and shit. But
Right.
with this NFT, you're gonna have the authenticity of it digitally, so there's gonna be no way to be like, are these real Jordans or not? You're gonna have the NFT and you're gonna know right away it's a digital fucking Jordan, you know, or whatever the fuck it might be.
Well, what's crazy is, I haven't hustled baseball cards. That was my first hustle. Like the first way I started really making money, I was about third or fourth grade, and I started opening baseball packs, and I would open them, trade them in, and trade the kids down the street, trade the kid up the block. Like I was, that's what I did. I was a hustler with baseball cards. But I haven't really got into them a whole lot since they've been graded. But think about it: how many million Michael Jordan '86 Fleer rookie cards out there? How many of those are out there by the best grading company, PSA, that's graded a 10? Right? Those Michael Jordan cards go for over 100 racks when like an 8 goes for like, maybe 10 or 15,000. So the gap is huge. So
Mm-hmm.
when you said first ever ET ticket, I bet that thing is worth 20 million now. I bet you could get 5 million for the first. If you had the first ET ticket or the first Star Wars ticket, bro, someone's cashing out. If they have verifiable COA that it's authentic, guaranteed, and you got that first ever ticket and it's acknowledged, that's worth millions, dude.
Yeah, no, and that's where we're going. That's where we're headed. I mean, that's where what Gary Vee is saying is that these NFTs are going to be a game changer because you're going to have that digital proof. You know, that digital proof on everything from art to music to if he was even talking about his books and saying that if he wants to release like so many like NFTs or whatever for his books or whatever, then that's going to be it. And then in a few years, there'll be collector's items or whatever, you know? So it's just crazy, changing everything. It's changing everything.
It is, bro. It is. Well, matter of fact, I hit my buddy up. Shout out Mars One. He's an artist out of San Francisco, and he does some pretty good work. And you know, he gets a good value. He's in some shows and whatnot. And check him out yourself. I won't blow his horn too much. But I hit him up today, and I forgot. I was like, "Hey, bro, what's up with the NFTs?" And he's like, "You know it." So he's gonna start doing NFTs too. And why not, right? Because he's got like that underground culture art where people just kind of vibe and like they're into it. And once again, if you start NFTing it and putting numbers on it, like a 1-1, you know what I'm saying? Dude, that's money.
Can you imagine? Think about this. Like, think about people that are like, say underground and they go mainstream. Like, I guess a good example of that would be like Eminem, right? He went as mainstream as you could possibly go. I was going to say Tech Nine because I was listening to Tech Nine this weekend, but think about Eminem, who went like completely mainstream. Right. Think about having like the first Eminem mixtape release single or some shit, right? Right. When he was underground. So underground, and now that, you know, and probably now it may have declined a little bit, his popularity, but think about like in the mid 2000s when we were like, when Eminem was like coming out with the Marshall Mathers LP. And he was all over the place. And then if you had that first mixtape NFT, man, that shit, you could have sold that shit for a gajillion dollars, you know?
I'm going to blow your mind right now, bro. I'm going to blow your mind. Remember I told you back in the day, I did the hip hop thing. I had my label and everything. Mm-hmm. Check this out. You remember Yuck Mouth of the Loonies? I got 5 on it.
Yeah.
You heard of Mac Dre?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can see this or not, but those are Mac Dre's lyrics written in the book.
No shit.
Yeah, those are Mac Dre's lyrics in the book. I know they're not coming in too good right now.
No. That
right behind it, our anthem was a Flatline, and there's Yuck Mouth's Flatline. There's for the hook, and there's his verse.
See, that's an original NFT right there.
And here's the funny thing about it is if you look at it, even the page is ripped, bro. Mac Dre wrote after the ripped page. So like if you look right here at the bottom.
Oh, so he wrote onto the next page.
Yeah. So that's NFT, baby. I don't know if it's worth any money, but I ain't selling.
Hey, and that's the thing is that some people are going to have shit like that. They're NFTs that they're going to want to hang on to forever, that they could even pass down as like an heirloom. Right. So, you know, generations and generations from now, we could have had, if this shit would have been possible in the 60s or 70s, can you imagine having like the first release of like Abbey Road or something, right? And then my granddad got it and he was a teenager and he passed it down to my dad and then he passed it down to me. And now you have that and you can do what you want. You can either sell it or you can pass it down to your kids, you know? It's crazy. Like Gary Vee was saying, it changes the game in every way you can think of.
For sure. Well, yeah, it gives the ultimate collector value to almost anything. You know,
and it's that you have that immediate authenticity, which is dope, you know? Absolutely. That you can't say like it's like anything, like I was saying, the bootleg Jordans, the bootleg, you know, records, the bootleg. This is like not a physical copy. This is going to be digital. That's going to have all of the metadata in it, and it's all right there. It's undeniable.
Right. No, I even recently I've been wanting to buy some memorabilia, so I was looking like at a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird signed autograph picture. You know, just some stuff to kind of hang out in the man cave. But you want to make sure you get the one, bro. You PSA. You don't want no bunk shit. You don't want no bunks. It ain't worth nothing unless PSA approves of it. And so this digital shit, That's next level, bro.
Well, think about it. If you wanted like a Yankees bundle, I heard that there's one, swarming around over there in Sherman Oaks that Cavino's been trying to get rid of for a couple of years that nobody's picking up on. He's got that Yankees memorabilia that he's been trying to circulate on Craigslist, but nobody wants to take him up on it.
That's fucking great.
Man, you know what though? I remembered what I was gonna say earlier because when we first started talking about the NFTs, there's this new crypto, and I'm not very versed in it yet. But you know how there's, of course, like you have your Bitcoin and everybody has like their Litecoin, and everybody's going crazy on Dogecoin and all this shit. Well, there's this new thing that's been going on for a few years that I guess there's like 3 phases before it can get like sent to, I guess, market in a way. And if you're listening to this and I'm completely off, I mean, correct me, because I'm just talking about how much I know, right? Well, from what I understand, it goes through these phases, then it can get sent to like market or whatever the fuck, and then it can actually eventually, say years down the road, get traded as a cryptocurrency.
Right.
So there's this one right now called Pi. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
All right. So there's this app, and I'll send you a link to it if you want to fuck with it and watch some videos on it or whatever. But right now it's in phase like 2 or 3, right? So it's in like one of the last phases before it can possibly go out to shit, right? Well, it's this thing called Pi, and you can mine it. I was trying to explain it to my girl last night, and she was like, listen, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so just stop telling me. So I'm going to tell you just because I'm excited. So back in the day when people were mining like Bitcoin and shit, they had like these supercomputers, right? Where they were mining. Of course my camera had to go off right when I was getting in a groove, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So back in the day when people were mining Bitcoin and shit, they had like these computers that were crazy. And, I don't know if you've ever seen shit where they have like they look like factories and shit, nothing but like computer towers and shit, right? They're all connected to each other, or they're all mining Bitcoin and shit. Well, with this one called Pi, it's an app on your phone, and you can you hit it once a day, and you can even, once you hit it, you throw the app away, so it's not using your battery, your memory, none of that shit. You hit mine, it'll start mining this new crypto called Pi, or this digital currency called Pi, and then it mines it for 24 hours, and you get like, I've done it for like 2 days, and I've have like 8 or 9 Pi, right? And it's like, yeah, it could be a complete waste of time, but say in 10 years, each fucking Pi is worth like 10 grand, and by that time, say I have like 20,000 of them, then I'm a fucking millionaire, and so it's just like, yeah, there's a slim chance it could even ever amount to anything, but in that slim chance there is, and all I have to do is hit the button once a day, then why not,
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So I think everything's changing with this shit. The crypto, the NFTs, a lot of shit is going digital to where it's a game changer, man. And I think if people get in on shit early, like the Cavino and Rich Patreon, by the time it blows up, people are going to be like, oh, shit, how come nobody told me about this sooner,
It would have been a certified Carl already.
They could have been. They could have been hearing about El Cucuy, and I actually heard them say this week that they were happy that people are coming back, like Green Optimus, and I think Armstrong is back. So it's actually cool, man, that they're actually going this route and getting some of the loyal people back.
That's what I said. That's why I was, when some of the Carls were acting like they didn't want to spend the $5 at first, I was like, bullshit, dude. We've been on this train for fucking 15, 16, however many years they've been on it, don't let $5 get in the way of that, dude. Support these gentlemen. They have truly treated us not as even listeners, but friends of the show, right? They've given us a level of respect that you just don't get from people on a platform like that. We owe it to them to give them our loyalty. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely feel the same way. And when it comes to that, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm doing everything in my power, like not to like swing from their nuts or anything, but I'm doing everything in my power to bring as many new people as possible, because
Me too.
Like you know, I've had friends that are starting to come over that wanted to check it out, but they weren't too hot on getting on Sirius because they were like, you know, I don't really listen to like all that other shit, and you know, it's like $20 a month or whatever. For right here, the entry level $5 you can get started, and yeah,
Right.
I think it's a game changer. I know they don't want to hear it because it's kind of like, it's easy to say when you're not in it, but I think it really can be a blessing in disguise, you know, as cliche as it is, you know?
For sure, bro. And I'll be honest. And if you put it in perspective, before we started the show, bro, I was hungry. Went to Carl's Jr.'s. They hit me at 520 for a fucking milkshake. You can't spend $5 for 4 shows a week, 4 or 5 weeks out of the month. I mean, a good quality entertainment with the people you've been riding with, anyways. I mean, you got to do it, man.
No, and there was something, fuck, I wonder if I wrote it down. Um, Let me see. Oh, you know what? I haven't even talked to you about this. We had to actually end up giving, last week we had our Patreon giveaway, right?
Right.
I actually had to end up giving it to somebody else because the dude that won it, that we actually made the whole hoopla for,
Right.
never, I guess, claimed it, because I had said we were good. On the Carl page, I was like, hey, we're going to give this away this time, whatever. The dude never hit me up or whatever. So I tagged him in a post.
Right.
And I was like, hey, you know, you're the winner, you know, hit me up to claim your shit. He never did. And then I sent him a message. So I try to go above and beyond, right?
Right.
And I was like, hey, you know, here's the info. I sent it to him because I was like, you know what? Maybe he's not on Facebook very often or whatever. Never even read the message. So I was like, all right. So then I tried one last time and I put it on the Carl page and I was like, hey, if anybody knows this dude, get in contact with him and let him know that, you know, we're waiting on him to claim his shit.
Right.
He never did. So then later during the week, I did another little Carl fucking, I just threw all the same names that we had in there.
Right.
I just ran it again. And the winner for that was actually Brad Vandersloot. And I hit this dude up and he told me that he's been trying to actually pay for the Covino and Rich shit, the Patreon, but he's been having issues. And I was like, fuck. I was having issues when I was first trying to get on it too, and it kept saying your payment didn't go through. So I tried like a different bank, and then it was like for days it would tell me at the top of the Patreon, it said your payment didn't go through, and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? I'm watching Covino and Rich right now, like. So I was having some issues, and it was frustrating. But I said, fuck it. I just kept trying. Well, this dude said that he was trying too, and he kept getting fucked. So it was cool that I actually got to reach out to him, and he was so fucking grateful. So I'm giving a big shout out to Brad Vandersloot because I really appreciate him actually being grateful. And we had a lot of interest. A lot of people were hitting me up saying, oh, I didn't know you guys were running a contest or whatever. So I made sure to let everybody know that in a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing the same thing again.
Brad Vandersloot, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, Brad. Congratulations, bro.
Oh,
when
man.
are we doing that next giveaway?
You know what? I figured this out. You know what? Let me see. I wrote it down. I told you I'm writing everything down physically. I might have fucking not even wrote it right here. Oh, okay. I have giveaway. So what I want to do is, because last time, of course, we thought about it a couple of weeks in, all that shit, whatever. We're actually only 14 days into the actual Covino and Rich on Patreon, so we did our best, you know?
Right.
But what I was thinking is to give people, you know, a heads up and all that shit. I want to run the contest from March 23rd, I want to run the contest March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And then that brings us to, let me see, 22, 23, 24. We'll run the contest. So let's see. Next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll run it. Okay. We'll pick a winner like Thursday or Friday. And then whenever you and I record that day, we can give it to somebody that weekend. So they'll have like basically like 3 or 4 days before the first comes, and then they get access to it. I just want to do it a little ahead of time. Right. But I didn't want to do it too ahead of time to where people are going to be like, well, fuck it, I'm not going to pay for Covino and Rich if I'm going to enter this contest and I can get it for free, possibly, you know? So there was kind of I was kind of like, okay, I can't do it too early to where people say, fuck it, I'm going to enter this. And if I don't win, then next month I'll pay. But I didn't want to do it too late to where I was having the issue like I was with this dude where he didn't claim it and I had hit up somebody else, you know?
Andrew Swoop.
So, yeah, I guess the giveaway is going to be March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. If you're interested, if you're listening to us and you're not currently subscribed to Covino and Rich's Patreon, make sure you check out our social media. And if you're not on social media, just hit me up. Text me or something. Our number, if you want to text us, 928-235-5285. Or we're After Show BL across all social media. So if you're not on Facebook, it's all good. Hit us up somehow and say, hey, I want to be entered. This is my name. That's all you got to do.
That's what I was going to say, man, because I'm as diehard Covino Rich listener as there is, but I'm not a Carl, bro. I don't have a Facebook. So we got to get everyone involved, huh? One way.
Yeah, no, definitely. So again, if you guys are definitely interested, but you're not on the Carl page, all you got to do is text us 928-235-5285 or hit us up anywhere on social media, After Show BL, and it's either going to be myself or El Cucuy getting back to you. We don't have a whole production team just yet.
That's just us, bro.
It's just us. It's going to be one of the two. Yeah. But yeah,
and
man.
Shout out to the Carls. Shout out to the Carls. I know I'm not on there, and I don't have a Facebook. I don't want to get stalked. I don't want anyone running my name and knowing where I live and what size fucking chones I wear and all that bullshit. So I don't got a Facebook, but much love to all those Carls out there. You guys represent.
What size chones I wear?
Well, I'm just saying, bro. All you gotta do is Google someone's name, and if you got social media like that, like Facebook's the worst one. Like they can get anything here and there, right? But Facebook, shit, they'll sell your soul without you looking.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, I don't mind if my soul gets sold, so I'm on there, but yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, man. Well, from this week, what did we have as far as notes? I'm looking at my shit right now. I had Brad Vandersloot. We had, let me see. I don't even know what the fuck some of my notes mean. I have BTS promotion. I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm like, is it that Korean pop band I'm talking about? Or is it behind the scenes? I have no clue. I have no clue what that means.
What about all right, Rich, sorry, bro. I gave you some love to start, so here we go. What about Rich, bro, and Spot's muscles, where everyone was texting in that Rich doesn't see himself how we all see him. And he just appears, I don't know, man. There's something funny about it. What do you think, bro?
There's two things I'll say. One, Rich is a little jealous of the attention, right, that Spot's getting. And I said one. Now B, I'm going to use letters and numbers. I think Spot might be, and I don't want to be fucked up, because he's in way better shape than I am right now. But I think Spot, I know it's a little shtick that he's doing. I know it's a little gimmick or whatever the fuck where, he's like buff guy Spot. But I think there's a part of Spot that thinks he's a little buffer than he is. I feel fucked up saying it, but that's how I feel, man.
He was out of control of watching the extras with his fucking Smart Balance fucking margarine.
What are you talking about? Oh, whoa, are you talking about his cooking shit?
Yeah, Egg Mountain, bro. You didn't see Egg Mountain?
I haven't watched it yet.
He did Egg Mountain. It was cool. It was a nice little extra bonus for sure.
For the people listening that don't know what we're talking about, on Covino Rich's Patreon, if you pay for the Behind the Velvet rope little tier,
which what we're giving away. That's what we're giving away. We ain't giving cheap shit.
No, we're gonna give you the $10 tier. But on that one, Spot did a little behind the scenes little cooking, and they cooked Egg Mountain. What did that consist of? I haven't watched it. Can you give me a little rundown?
Yeah, he just basically he cooked up some vegetables. I think he had some squash and some onions in there, and he had some egg whites, and he mixed some like Fabergé yogurt, and he just made this little like eggs and vegetables, and he had these like, well, he called them crepes or something, but they look like egg roll wrappers. And he, instead of breakfast burrito with a tortilla, he was putting it in there, and he was just bullshitting, saying that he gives Covino Rich the ground coffee, and he's over there fucking grinding his beans and just Spot being Spot, right?
Yeah.
But no, he part of the one of the things that caught my attention was he was using that smart. I'm a grocery guy before my new career right now, but he was using that smart balanced butter. It's like a margarine, and it's fucking. I guess it's heart healthy because of his issues.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that shit heart healthy. That motherfucker's one molecule away from plastic, bro. What are you talking about? Heart healthy? Like,
Really?
well,
You know what? I think that's the same shit when it comes to all of that Beyond shit.
it is
Like the Beyond Meat and all that shit. People don't want to have meat, but then when you're having that shit's worse for you than the actual meat. Just because it's an alternative, people think it's dope and it's good for you, you know?
Bro, I got my old lady one day. She was using some tahine, right, with 50% less sodium, and then she wasn't happy with the way it tasted. And I was like, "Hey, check it out, baby girl. I didn't graduate Harvard or Yale, but why not just use 50% less of the regular tahine? Wouldn't that be still 50% less salt?" Right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Just use 50% as much. It's the same shit. If they're taking 50% of the salt out, but you don't like it without the salt, just use 50% as much. Same fucking, you're accomplishing the same shit.
Hey, you know what they could do to even they could just half their servings as
That's
far as
okay.
like on the nutrition label.
Yeah.
So just all right, rather than an ounce, half an ounce. It'll give you half.
Throw a different color in the fucking label, like maybe throw like a fucking blue stripe or an extra fucking black stripe or something, and just have you right. But that's even a better
The
idea.
exact same shit, but one says half an ounce and one says an ounce for the serving size.
Hey, bro, it's the same as the Oreo thins, right? Just give them a smaller package, a smaller bottle, and have smaller serving suggestions on the fucking label.
That's dope. You know what's funny is that I actually saw those recently when I was at Walmart. I had seen those Oreo thins. They come in like 100-calorie pack or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. I was like, all right, because I know my ass, if I see the Oreos open, I'm gonna eat the whole fucking container. I don't care if it says family size on there, you know. But if you have the little packet, you're like, you have to physically go in, open it. You know it's 100 calories, and I feel like for somebody like me who has like absolutely no self control, you know, it gives you a little bit of one little barrier, you know.
I don't have too much self-control either. I mean, I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I do like to grub. And what's funny is if my chick ever listens to this, she's gonna kill me. But she fucking those packs are perfect for her, bro. That shit, she eats one of those and she's good, man. And I don't know. I look at that shit like I'm not even wasting my time. But she's also the chick that still gets Happy Meals because that's the perfect size meal for her, bro. She'll go to McDonald's and order a Happy Meal still as a grown woman.
That's funny. You know, I don't even know if I ordered a Happy Meal as a kid. I was like, fuck that. Give me a combo, you know?
I sold the toys, bro. I sell the toys.
Matt, you know, it's funny that you say that because I remember you told me like you were like flipping like baseball cards and shit. It's crazy because there's those people like I guess like yourself who always had that like entrepreneurial like spirit to you because like I remember at school we would have do you remember like Bomb Pops and like Bullets and like all those ice creams?
Yes.
Well, they would sell them for like
bro.
Well, they would sell them for like what, like $1 at school or some shit, right? In the little like ice cream bar or whatever. Right. Well, I remember there was like this kid named Michael. I never forget. He brought a fucking pack, like a little 12-pack of fucking or 24-pack of Bomb Pops, and he was selling them all for like a quarter. People were saving money instead of going to the fucking little bookstore or whatever we had. Right. And he was making a shit ton of money because that cost him like $4, and he's making like $12 off of it or whatever the fuck it is, you know?
Yeah, fuck it. No, we used to go to Costco and buy candy. We used to fucking buy boxes of baseball cards and sell the packs at school. Shit, I remember like in 8th grade, bro, I used to sell condoms, right? You could go buy condoms. They couldn't turn you down from buying condoms. We sell for $1 a condom at school, right? When everyone started getting laid, you know what I mean? 8th, 9th grade. And
and see, I never had that shit in me. Like I wish I would have. Looking back, I'm like, man, I would have been making bank if I would have just done this shit or if I would have done this. And like now I look and I'm just like, man, like it wasn't instilled in me as like a kid, or it wasn't part of my personality, you know? That was never me.
Oh, bro, me and my homie, his name's Tip Dog. He's a Covino Rich listener too. I had a paper route and he was 1 year younger than me. So I hired him to help me. Bro, we ended up buying a fucking moped and he would sit on the back and chuck papers as I'm driving across people's fucking lawns.
That is a trip. I didn't know you and your homie went back that far.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we went back. Shit, some little side note. Here's how far we go back. We were doing that fucking paper route, and my dumb ass got a bright idea. I think I was 13 at the time, and he was 12. So we did the paper route, and I was like, hey, let's sneak out our parents' car. So I got my dad's car, bro, and I snuck it out in the middle of the night. And we did that shit like 2 or 3 nights in a row. And the fucking third night, bro, I went around a corner at 40 and smacked that shit into a telephone pole.
Oh my goodness!
My pops' car, dude.
You wrapped the 6-4 around the telephone pole. Did he sing about that?
Left it, bro. Ran home, tried to fake like we were asleep and shit. Oh, it was all bad.
Oh my goodness! You know what? Damn, that's some shit that I saw on TV when I was a kid, but I was never the one to do it. That's crazy as shit.
Yeah.
Took your parents' car and then fucking crashed it, and then try to even lie and sleep.
Oh, my pops was out of town. That's the fucked up part. He was out of town in Washington fishing, and it was my mom. So then when we went to my house and shit, so she had to make the call because we left the key in the ignition, so they knew we did it, and she had to make the call. Are you pressing charges or not? You know, if you don't press charges, they don't pay to fix the car because you got to have a police report.
So they're like, let's lock this little fool up. There's El Cucuy at like 9 years old with the cuff behind him.
Fucking tip dog.
I ain't saying shit. I ain't, walking.
No, we were solid though. You know, he never said nothing. I never said nothing. They knew. None of us really admitted to it, but they fucking knew. But yeah, dude.
Well, they know now. I think the statute of limitations is over now.
It's over. They can't do nothing now, bro.
That's crazy.
What you got?
Oh, you know what? I have, I guess we can go. Oh, you know what? And first, before we continue, I got to tell Spot, I haven't texted him or nothing, which I should because, my sister texted me. I haven't texted him or nothing to tell him thank you, which I need to because it was really nice. I don't know. Did you text me when he gave that shout out for that, Super Soaker? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
I didn't just text you either because he gave you the shout out. I texted you because it clicked when I didn't know you didn't tell me you sent it to him. So when he gave you the shout out, I'm watching the upgraded $10 version on Patreon. I see the Super Soaker and I just could imagine him just blasting the fucking neighbors. He's spitting loogies.
Yeah. You know what? And it was funny. It was something he mentioned in passing where they were talking about Loogie Guy and Spot was like, somebody needs to send me a Super Soaker. He was like, and I'll put it up over the balcony. And I was at work and I was like sitting there and I was listening. I was like, oh, fuck it. I went to Amazon, which is dope because think about it in the past. If this was like 10, 15 years ago, right. I'd have to like go to Walmart or fucking KB Toys or some shit like that, buy it, take it to fucking UPS or FedEx, send that shit. This way I was just like, all right. And then fucking it's sent, And, but I appreciate that because, I sent it to him and he did hit me up when he got it and he was like, oh, bro, thanks. This is dope and all this. Yeah. And I appreciated it, but he didn't have to do that shit on the air. So I really, to me, that was like so freaking awesome because we had earlier in the week, I'm
listening to the after show, but later.
And then we had Spot with that. So it was dope. It was a good week overall, man. But I was gonna tell you, now that I gave Spot that good thank you, I just wanted to talk about they were talking about, I guess, Rich, when they were talking about Spot's new muscles and shit, and Rich was saying like Rich was saying, do you think like you would go out now and like bang all these chicks? Or he was saying some shit, right? And right. Spot was like, no, because I'm the same person and all this or whatever. Right. But it goes. I have my
notes too, bro.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I have what it says word for word is Spot, comma, you are only as loyal as your options, right? Is it Chris Rock that said that?
I think so.
So how do you feel about that? Do you feel there's any truth to that?
Well, fuck, let me tell you what I got. And then it might even just answer for me. Rich is jealous about Spot's muscles and his new look. All of his compliments are backhanded and is with attachments negatively, like how he might cheat and he's not the fat office guy anymore. He just sounds like an insecure, shitty friend who got passed up by his buddy who does not hear how he sounds to everybody else. Hey, Rich, the message when you communicate is in the receiver and you're the only douchebag not seeing how you're looking at everybody else. Sorry, Rich.
Damn, you put some fucking heart into that statement, huh?
Bro, when everyone's texting and you still want to argue and everybody's telling you that you're wrong, I mean, I don't know, bro. Do you need to be smacked upside the head? I mean, what
What the fuck is wrong with you at that point? Do you need to be shaken?
I don't get it, dude. At that point, I don't know I don't see. And the thing is, bro, I'll be honest. I don't think he probably intends it that way, right? Rich at his core, I don't think in his core he's trying to be a dick to Spot. Rich is just being rich. But sometimes when Rich is rich, Rich can look like an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what I got, bro.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm thinking, like, I understand what you're saying because I see where you're coming from as far as like the rich comments. But when it comes to Spot, I'm thinking, I don't want to say he's only as loyal as his options because like he's got his wife and he loves her and all that shit. But I don't know. At the same time, I don't think he's ever been tempted. And even now, you know, especially in California, you guys are still kind of quarantined. So I don't know. Once Spot gets back to real life and is doing yoga instruction in person, and say they find a new gig and they're at a new office building, I don't know. Temptation's gonna be there. That's never been there before. So is Spot gonna not is Spot gonna be able to handle it? The question is, how is Spot gonna handle it? You know, is he gonna get kind of frustrated? Like, fuck, man. Before I didn't have all this temptation, I might as well get fat again. Or is he gonna be like, I like this attention. I'm gonna get even buffer, and then right now is gonna be fat Spot, and in 2 years he's gonna be extra ripped Spot. So I don't know. I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen once they do get into more of a normal and Spot has this new look.
You think the goose will be on the loose or what, bro?
I don't know. The thing is, the goose has always been chained, right?
Yeah.
So right now somebody took a fucking grinder to that chain and the goose is running wild. So he may be crazy. You know what though? At the same time, the goose may get the chain broken and sit there like you know. Think about like when you have a dog chained to a fucking like a tree, right? There's some dogs, once that chain breaks, they fucking book it and they're all over the neighborhood. Some other dogs, it breaks, and I've had dogs that are more timid where they're like, oh shit, it broke, but this is my area, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Is that gonna be Spot? You know, is he gonna be right there?
I yo-yoed with my weight a little bit, you know, up through the years. I have, you know, I'll gain 20 or 30, lose it. I mean, and sometimes I'll keep it off for 3 or 4 years. And then sometimes it'll take me 3 or 4 years to get it back off. Right. But I'll tell you one thing I saw him doing with Egg Mountain that I ain't ever did. And I have lost weight, bro. But there's one thing that I seen him do that I ain't never did, which in my opinion sets him up for success in the future. He was fucking weighing his food. Have you ever weighed your food? Have you ever weighed food?
I have. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I have. Yeah.
And weighing the food, bro. I was like, he's like 1 ounce of sour cream. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Dude, I've never done it.
No, I have. I mean, it didn't last very long, but there's been a lot of like fitness channels and a lot of like, you know, I think I've talked about Kai Green a few times, but he talks about a lot is like just starting, you know, just start wherever you can. And there's been times like most recently, I would say it was maybe 2 years ago at this point, I had lost 52 pounds. At this point, I have put on another like 30 of those, right? So, but at that time, I had went from, like Kai Green said, just start wherever you start.
Right.
And just trying my best to actually weighing shit. And I even had a little scale that was like a more ghetto kind of scale. Right. And I was even looking into getting like a more efficient, like higher quality scale because I was really getting into that. And it's something that I have done in the past, but for me, it just got kind of like, I'm fucking hungry and I just don't feel like doing this shit anymore, you know? So
Yeah, no, and I'll say this, I exercise, I still ride my exercise bike, not my exercise bike, but my mountain bike. I ride it 2 or 3 times a week. I probably get in about 15, 20 miles a week. And when I was hardcore, I would ride 5 miles a night at the gym and then sit like 30, 45 minutes in the sauna. But my trick is I didn't diet per se. Like I didn't pig out no more, but I would drink water all day and maybe have like one protein shake or one like protein bar from the time I woke up until 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, I had dinner, right? That just had a normal dinner. I didn't drink no soda. I drank a lot of iced tea with no sugar because there's no calories in it. And I would just eat the one meal a day. And then about an hour after I was done, I would go exercise. And that's kind of what worked for me. But I never weighed food. And I'm not knocking it, but when I seen him doing it, again, it was almost like when we're talking NFTs and you're talking ET's first ticket. When I seen Spot weighing the food with his smart balance, margarine or whatever the hell's in that fucking bucket. He's more serious than I thought he was, and that probably has a lot to do with his results and why he looks good. Spot's got his yokes on. I think he's also kind of embellishing in it too, right? Because I've always been a big dude, and somewhere under here's some muscles, but they've never shown the way spots are showing right now. And so I'm happy for him, bro. And he's probably for the first time in his life, like he said, bro, it's like getting a new toy and he's just taking it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think for me, the best shape I've been in the last like 10 years was, I would say 2011. And I broke my leg and blew out my knee and shit in 2009. So 2 years afterward, my doctor, when I broke my leg, he recommended for me to get a recumbent bike that was stationary, right?
Right.
So I would do it as like rehab at my house. So I got me a bike, then I would rehab it a little bit. So I never had to physically go to physical rehab or any shit like that. But because I would do my own shit at my pad. Well, 2 years after I broke my leg, I started riding that stationary bike like religiously to where I was riding like 30 miles a day. And hold on. There you go. I was riding that shit 30 miles a day because like from where I'm at in Yuma to Welton is 30 miles. And I remember I would be done with my workout going, oh, I rode my bike to Welton today,
Right,
and that was like, so that's honestly one thing that like now that I think about is something that I want to either get a bike like you're talking about, like a physical mountain bike or something, or invest into like another recumbent bike or something like that, because it is low impact on like my knee. My knee's fucked up still to this day. I've had like 4 surgeries on it, but something that's low impact like that I could sit there and fucking listen to Covino and Rich or something, and be on it for a couple of hours to where I am going to ride like 15, 20 miles a day,
Hell yeah. No, that's when I hit my bike rides, that's what I'll do. I'll chief real quick and then I'll just put on Covino and Rich, and dude, you can just, like you say, you get at least an hour out of it. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's something that I definitely want to do because, and honestly, my diet, I know they always say it's like 70-30, 70% diet, 30% working out. Right. For me, it was probably the opposite for me because I was doing that on the bike and then I was working out 3 to 4 times a week with some of my best friends. We were working out pretty strong, and my diet wasn't all that great. I mean, but I was constantly working out. So I don't know, man, but it's something I definitely want to get back into because I don't know, when you start feeling like Spot, you're just like, damn, see, even like when I was lifting, I've always been a big dude. When I was lifting, I did not look like Spot. Like as far as like when he flexes and you see that his little hump in his bicep, and I mean, I never saw like results like that,
No, I mean, and I used to close at a grocery store. So, I mean, fuck, dude, we rebuild the water displays every night. And, we're lifting probably 20 pounds, 1,000, 2,000 times a night. And I didn't look like Spot. Mm-hmm. Shout out Spot, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Congratulations. And make Rich hate it.
Yeah, I want to see Rich's challenge that he said to Spot, where he had said in a month he could look better than Spot.
Nah, it's not gonna happen, Rich.
I know it's not gonna happen. I want to see Rich. I want to see how he looks. So yeah. I think we need to We need to text into the show this week and be like, hey,
How's the challenge
so what's
going?
going on with Rich's challenge, and just kind of put it out there, because Rich will get irritated to where he'll want to do it.
Yes.
So
we got to get him to do it. And hey, any of the listeners out here, when you're listening to Covino Rich, man, help us out. Call in. Fuck with Rich. Get him the challenge spot. Let's see what he's got.
Man, I definitely I want to see Rich get mad, and do something besides play basketball with Ben. Play basketball with Ben.
Oh, that's fucking great.
But yeah,
how much of his muscles do you think though are from the testosterone? That's the question. And I don't care if they are, right? He's got him. He looks great. Fuck it. If it's partially from the testosterone, hey, fucking so be it. I'd take the shit if I look like that.
I think it helps, but I don't know. Who knows? I mean, who knows? I'm no testosterologist, so I couldn't tell you. But I completely forgot about that until you mentioned it. That's why I was kind of puzzled for a minute. Yeah. I was like, wait, Rich or Spot? No, it was Spot and Covino that were low, right?
Well, I know Spot's taking it, and they had mentioned that it could be responsible for his muscles. And remember, he said something about a midlife crisis. He bought the Mini Cooper. He's all yoked.
Yeah. Damn. No, I completely forgot about that. I forgot that they did that test.
Yeah, bro. And I think he's taking at least a supplement. I don't know if he's taking the actual testosterone. What the fuck? And I'm sure they'll say something next week. But I think he might. Bro.
I don't even want to take a testosterone test. It's going to come back and say that
I took it.
You did? What happened?
I had to. What my shit was measured different though. But they did it in like milliliters or something, because I did the saliva one. I don't know what those guys did. But no, they said the dude from my range was in between like 35 and like 80 milliliters or some bullshit. And I was at it was 35 to 89. And I came in at a 75, which is weird because they were using different numbers, where they were using like 300 or 400 or whatever the hell it was. So I don't know if they took a blood test or if it was the same. I got my shit at fucking Walmart. Spit in the tube, mail it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Spit in the tube.
Damn, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Let's in the next couple of shows, I would say I want to do that because I'm curious. My results is going to come back that the female you tested, and I'm like, oh shit, And
I had it. I had it written down here too. I'm fucking looking for it, but I don't see it, dude. But yeah. I had to. At that point, I was like, fuck it. I'm about the same age as Covino. You know what I mean? And if these guys are taking it, obviously in 2021, there's no shame. So fuck it. Let me see where I stand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's definitely, you know what would be dope for somebody like me who's got that bigger than Spot's previous body. I would like to do a test right now and then get on working out and all that shit for a few months and then do another test. See how it's improved just naturally, and then see at that point if it would be cool to go to like fucking get a treatment from like GNC or some shit,
Yeah. No, this one was like 4 little vials, and they had you spit at like 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., and then 8 at night. And you just couldn't.
You know what's funny is that when I was lifting with my buddies and I was pretty on it, I remember I didn't test my levels, right? And I was like fucking 19 at the time, right? So let me see. Was it that time? Yeah, this wasn't the time when I was riding the bike. This was before. This was like right after high school. So I was like 19. And I remember I didn't test my testosterone or nothing, right? But I said, fuck it. I was like, it would just be dope to have more, right? Regardless. Like maybe my shit's to the roof already because I'm 19. So what I did was I went to like fucking GNC or whatever the fuck we had here. Right. And I got me like a treatment that lasted like a month or some shit. And so I just incorporated it into my fucking regime of my protein shakes and shit. And I don't know if it helped. I don't know. I mean, but I was pretty active and shit. So who knows? I mean, looking back, I should have probably measured shit before and after. But I was young and I said, fuck it, Fuck it. I felt like I was on some TRT or fucking or like fucking like human
Alpha
growth
male.
hormone or some shit, you know?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, that's great.
But
What about Covino's Vespa gang, bro? You gonna join?
you know what? I already want to make some t-shirts and start sending them out.
Fuck yeah, no, for sure.
Vespa's locals forever. Yeah,
Hell
you sent me a picture of the leather jacket that we're gonna have to
bro.
wear.
We could have 4
No.
or 5 of us deep, fucking mobbing around on fucking scooters.
No, think about this. Think about like when the world opens up in like 5 years, when everything's 100%, and Covino and Rich are making $10 million a year, and they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna throw a DBC and we're gonna fly everybody out that wants to come because we're fucking, you know." They're fucking when they're doing all that, and we show up with our fucking jackets, and we have one for Covino.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Hell
I went like this because he's a little guy now. He lost a lot of weight.
Hey, we'll give him one in the frame, bro. They can put it in the new studio at Rich's house. His best foot.
Oh yeah, what do you think about that? That's what I wanted to talk about as well. Their studio.
Hey, hold on real quick though. I got a story about the scooter, bro.
What's
Check it out. Back when I was hustling baseball cards, there was these 2 vatos in my neighborhood. One was named Bobo and one was named Mouse. And Bobo was like 21 and I was only like 8 or 9. And the fucker had a Honda Spree. Well, I didn't know it at the time, but he would make me give him like $3, $4, $5, and he would fill the tank up and he would let me fucking drive that shit around the neighborhood till I ran out of gas, right? And anyways, one day I go to take the fucking scooter back and his fucking family, bro, and I'm like 9, dude. I'm 3rd grade or something, 4th grade at the most, right? And I'm just a little innocent fucking kid. I was hustling baseball cards, but I wasn't smoking cigarettes. I wasn't doing nothing I shouldn't have been doing. And apparently, dude, Bobo was a drunk. So his dad pulls me to the side. I guess he thought I was drinking with him because they see me on his fucking scooter. But what was going on is I was giving him $4 or $5 to ride the scooter, and he would
go buy a 40.
Well, he would put the 50 cents in gas because back then gas was $1 a gallon, and those fuckers don't have more than $1 a gallon on it. So he would fill the fucking scooter, and then he would buy a few tall cans, and he would sit there and drink them while I fucking burned up all the gas.
Oh, that's crazy. And how old was Bobo at the time?
I think he was about 20. He was early 20s, 21, 20, 23, something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And who was the other dude you mentioned right now?
His name was Mouse. And then the kid that was fucking my age, shout out if he's listening because he'll remember that. His name's Leo Luza. And fucking Leo Luza, that was like their little cousin where he was like 1 year older than me. So if I was in 4th grade, he was in 5th or 6th. And then that was his older cousins. And yeah, Bobo was like the neighborhood fucking, I guess he was getting drunk all the fucking time. Because like I said, bro, I was a little 4th grader and his dad came out one day all tripping and shit because I was bringing the scooter back. And he thought I was getting drunk with him. And I was like, hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said something about beer and alcohol. And so I guess he was taking my money, dude, and getting all fucked up.
You're like, I don't like beer.
Nah, I was 8, dude. I was just trying to go from one house to the other to the baseball card shop, which is crazy, right? Because if you think about it, like today, ain't no little 9-year-olds mobbing around on a scooter with no helmet, no license.
Damn, I know.
They ain't the same, bro. We used to just dip, right? And think about it, like insurance and all that. Bobo didn't give a fuck, bro. I had this little Honda Spree, and he had speakers fucking mounted on it, bro. And I'm just jamming through the neighborhood, dude.
Didn't he know that you just drove your parents' car into the fucking telephone pole like a week before that?
Nah, bro. That was 4 or 5 years after.
Oh, okay.
That was 8th grade.
Oh, okay. Damn, man, you have some fucking stories.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
like fucking. I remember like me and my sister like killing ants. That's what we did in our fucking spare time, dog. Oh man, that's crazy.
Fucking Bobo.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was Leo Luza, bro. That was his fucking older cousin. Anyways, but when Covino starts talking about his Vespa and shit, and I was like, hey, bro, look at the Vatos Locals, the Vespa Locals forever.
For real. No, I'm definitely down to join that.
Make a little arrow, bro. Covino could lead the pack, and we'll just kind of make like the little triangle and fall back.
Damn. Oh, man. People. Oh, what were they? Oh, you know what? Actually, I have something right here. They were talking about Covino, actually, when his mom called in. Shout out to Tencia. They were talking about Covino getting made fun of and shit because they thought he was Asian, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have like a similar story is that I've had people like badmouth like Mexicans and shit to me because they think I'm white.
Really?
And yeah, where they'll be like, And I don't know too if like even people growing up with me, my last name's Fitz, right? And growing up, I never went by my middle name. It was always just Daniel Fitz, right?
Okay.
So I've had people like talk shit and I'm like, I'm fucking Mexican, you know? And they're like,
Right.
oh yeah, sure you are, you know? Like, but it's just crazy because I'm like, even like growing, like getting my first couple of jobs, I've had people like make kind of comments and shit. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, do these people, are they fucking like, are they idiots or something? Because to me, I'm like, okay, why are you even going to say anything like kind of racist and shit? Especially if like, it's not like I was a black dude and they knew for a fact I wasn't Mexican. I mean, where I live, we live 10 minutes from the border.
Right.
There's a good chance that I'm fucking Mexican, you know?
That's why I'm surprised right now. It's like that close and they're talking shit.
Yeah, no, like it was funny. There was, I remember, there was actually, I was at a grocery store recently, I would say it was maybe like a year ago. So fucking whatever. Well, the dude, it was funny because when I walked up, he started talking to me in Spanish and then he like apologized immediately. Right. And then he was like, oh shit. He was like, and then I was like, oh no, it's cool. I understood him. I mean, he didn't say a whole lot and like you know,
Right.
and then he was like, oh, for real? He was like, you're Mexican? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, he was like, fuck. He goes, this dude was like hella Mexican, right? He looked like he was fucking straight up like from like Oaxaca and shit. Like he was dark as fuck too. And like, but he was like, I would never guessed it. And I told him where my dad was from. And he was like, this motherfucker was like blown away, you know? And I was just like, fuck, I guess like, just like they said it in like Selena, you know, where she was like, I'm too American for the Mexicans and too Mexicans for the Americans or whatever the fuck it was. Too brown for the white people and too white for the brown people or whatever the fuck. That's exactly how I felt and how I have felt a majority of my life where like I've had, I even had like close friends of mine because my Spanish is terrible where they'll tell me like, oh, I'm supposed to know Spanish. And, you know, or they'll ask me like, why don't I know Spanish? And I'm like, I don't know, motherfucker. Like my parents didn't really speak it in the house, you know, like,
Right.
like, I'm like, why don't you know Chinese? You know, because nobody spoke it around you. Right. Like,
Right.
yeah, my dad was like from Mexico and shit, but I don't know if part of his shit and his subconscious was like, he didn't want us to kind of go through the shit that he went through, like not really knowing English, or I don't know what it was, but Spanish wasn't really spoken in our house very, very, very much, you know? And
Right.
I can like get by, but it's just always something that's been crazy to me. Like, yeah, it's just nuts, man. Like,
You know what's crazy is my mom speaks Spanish.
yeah,
And growing up I'm good. I'm decent. I struggle putting sentences together, but I started feeling hella bad because about 5 years ago I was working on the west side of Fresno, bro. We had a lot of like farm workers that would come in and do shopping. And part of being in the grocery store, we're supposed to ask everybody, can I help you find something? But if you don't speak Spanish, you're kind of going down a rabbit hole because you might say hola, right? And then you're fucked. And so a lot of people, if they didn't speak Spanish, they wouldn't even ask. And so I started feeling bad, dude. And I was like, you know what, fuck that. So I called one of my fucking compas and said, hey, bro, how do you say fucking, do you need some help? I already knew how to count to 100. How do you say your change is? And so I started learning and actually helping, right? Because I thought it was fucked up. I was like, these nice people are right here and everyone's scared to talk to them because they're scared to try to translate. So I learned a lot that way. Like basically, like did you know fucking, there's no word in English for fucking aluminum foil. They call it aluminio papel. They call it aluminum paper, bro. And like I would have never fucking known that had I not fucking reached out and just trying to treat them with the same respect that we treat everybody else.
yeah. No, and you know, it's crazy because like my girl, she even says like, she's like as white as they come, right? Fucking blonde hair and blue eyes and fucking, she's born in Florida. Her family's in fucking Jersey and she was raised in Temecula. And now she's fucking here, and you can't get any whiter than her. But I was doing an impression of her dad. Where
you haven't met my kid's mom, bro. So hold that thought.
Oh well, she tries all the time, even at work, where she says like, you know, like 35, 29 or whatever their changes, you know, and like you know, what is it like? Comprar uno otro gratis or some shit, like another one free or some shit.
Right,
Like
right.
she says shit like that where she actually like tries and shit with our community because it's so fucking like so Mexican, you know.
Right.
And I to me honestly, like I very rarely even have that confidence. But I think for me, one of the things is that I had a friend tell me, shout out to Eloy who just had a baby. He told me one time, I never met anybody who had the accent but didn't know the language, you know? Because I
Right.
could be like, I don't know, like, quiero comer, or like, you know, like,
Right,
voy a
right.
la tienda, whatever, like, just whatever, little sentences, you know, like, que le puedo ayudar, or some shit, or whatever the fuck.
Right.
But then you hear that and you're like, oh, okay, this motherfucker knows Spanish. So then they go,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh fuck. At least like for my girl, if she's like, you know, like que tenga buen día or whatever, people
Right,
are
right,
like,
right.
oh,
Malamente.
she's trying, you know?
Right.
People
Right.
are like, she's trying. For me, they're like, oh, he knows Spanish. So then they just start fucking talking to me. And I'm like, listen, motherfucker, más
Yeah.
despacio, por favor. You know? Like,
Yeah, bro. No,
so what were you going to say about your girl?
my kid's mom, bro. She is so white. If you go to a Cracker Barrel restaurant, they're gonna have a little picture of her on the inside of the fucking menu. She might even be on the inside of the napkin with her white nasty.
I
ass.
worked at a Cracker Barrel. That's funny that you say that.
Oh shit.
Some of the best times actually that I had as a kid. I was like 19, and it was the funniest shit ever.
How's the food? Is it good? Is it live up to the hype?
It was, you know what? It's good. But I haven't worked there since 2009, and I've been there twice since. So
Oh
I don't
shit.
know. I mean, it's good whenever I do have it. The couple of times I have, it is bomb. Like I did go out with my girl and her family. When they were down, we went and had like breakfast or some shit. It is really good, but I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's because I really didn't have it like a whole lot growing up or some shit. It just I don't know. It's just country food, you know. So you have the mac and cheese and shit. It's
Yeah.
all fucking. I mean, it's good. I just don't go very often for some reason, you know.
You ain't got no fucked up stories about what they do to the mac and cheese or something crazy from working
No,
there?
you know, I have a funny ass story though about me one time because I was a cashier, so I was supposed to always be up front, right? But
Right.
if we ever had two cashiers, so it was somebody else and me, I was never in the front. I was like, fuck this, you know? I was 19 or 20, and I was like, I was right there. Just, I basically had a job so I could chill with my friends, you know?
Right.
And I remember one time my buddy John, right? He was a grill cook, and I knew him from school, and we knew each other from school or whatever. He was a grill cook, and I remember I was in the back fucking around, and I thought it was funny to wear those gangster slippers to work, right? Do you remember the gangster pantuflas, the black?
The corduroys?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny to wear fucking my Cracker Barrel white button up with my black pants and those pantuflas, right? So I was like, cool, I'm fucking mobbing around in my cholo slippers, right?
Right.
So I was in the back, right? The grill was pushed a little forward. I didn't know. I'm walking on the side, and the floor was fucking wet because it was right by the dishwasher, right? Dog, I fucking slipped like in a cartoon, like I was slipping on a banana peel.
Oh,
And I
fuck.
fucking, oh, fuck, boom, landed on my fucking back. Didn't give a fuck because I was like, oh my God, like I could give two shits about my back at the time. I was
Right.
just thinking, who the fuck saw me, right?
Right.
So I'm looking around and I go, oh, fuck, thank God. I was like, nobody saw me, you know? My fucking buddy John was behind the grill because he was cleaning it. He's all, dude, are you okay? And I was just like, fuck, man. It was so fucking embarrassing because I had to get up and limp away like nothing. Nah, I was like, nah, dude, I'm cool. I'm cool. Fuck.
Yeah.
Going back to the front. I was like, oh, fuck, man. But that's one of my stories from back then where I'm like, fuck, man, I never forget that shit because even though he was the one dude who saw me, it was embarrassing as fuck, you know?
Right. Hell, did it fuck up your white Cracker Barrel fucking outfit?
Nah, because maybe I was wearing. We had two choices. We had a white shirt or we had a blue shirt. I may have been wearing a blue shirt and just fucking got a little water on my back, you know?
Oh, fuck.
So who knows, man? But that was a good ass job. Actually, it's crazy when you think about the people from back then, like my buddy John. Now, he's got a kid and he's a photographer and he fucking did like 10 years in the military,
Right.
and he was in the Marines. And then like I have another buddy from that time who's now he owns his own like electrical company, and he's fucking making bank. And it's just like, it's crazy when you think about that, those times when you guys were like kids and fucking just having a good time, and now like everybody's grown and shit, you know?
For sure, brother. Hell yeah.
Man.
What have you seen? I seen one of those fucking videos. Maybe it was the little guitar thing that Covino did. I seen he had his chain on again, bro. He was rocking his chain. Are you a chain guy?
No.
I remember like a while back when they were still on Sirius, Rich was giving him shit because I guess Covino busted out his chain again, and he was rocking a chain on the show. And you know, fucking Rich, where's your chain, Covino? Covino likes his chain. And he's just saying a bunch of shit about the chain, and Covino's getting pissed. Bro, don't worry about my fucking chain, all right? And I remember I heard it for like a day or two, and then it kind of went away, and I haven't heard it since. But then when I seen Covino, you know, jamming out on his guitar, he had the fucking chain on.
Yeah. No, you know, oh fuck, hold on. Let me plug in my computer. I have 7% battery. Usually I just plug it in automatically. Fuck. No, but I you know what? I was so disappointed at myself that I watched that shit after the fact, because that one that he did where he was playing his guitar. Do you play any instruments or no?
No, I'm not. No.
You're no. Well,
I can write lyrics, but I can't play no instruments.
Well, you know, I was so bummed out that I didn't get to see that live, because I think that day he did that live, I might have been at my brother's house or some shit, but I would have loved to have sit there and like play along with them, because I'm not like dope at a guitar, but I could fucking follow along. Like he was playing like 3 chords, you know?
Right.
He was playing, I think, F, A, D, and like fucking C or some shit, right? And or was it like F sharp? I don't remember. It was only like 3 or 4 chords. And I was just like, damn, that would have been so cool. That's one thing that's dope about their Patreon, is that they do shit like that. Like Covino in a million years wouldn't have sat there and done a fucking, hey, let's learn this Foo Fighter song together if it wasn't for their Patreon, you know? That's something that I still might do. I might go back and watch it again and actually just like fucking strum along with him and play it or whatever. But that's something that I think is fucking dope, that you can do shit like that, or you can like cook with Spot or whatever. You know, it's fucking awesome.
I still wouldn't use that fucking butter. But yeah, no, cooking with Spot was dope, bro. Stay away. If you guys are listening, I worked at a grocery store. Nobody buys a Smart Balance butter, all right? That shit is not good. They don't buy it. You're probably grabbing one with 2 days left before it expires. Stay away from it. But Spotty, I understand. I get it. Yeah. But there's got to be another alternative. But yeah, no, you're not seeing Egg Mountain, and you're not seeing the Flex Cam, and he had the fucking fridge cam, and fucking Spot was doing too much, bro. He had like 4 different cams, and he's hitting fucking buttons on his phone and switching views, but it was dope, dude. Again, yeah, $10, bro. Fuck, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself, for sure.
Yeah, no, I gotta watch that. I definitely gotta go back and watch it, because now that you're telling me the different angles and shit, and it's just like,
and Spot's a different element to I like the element that he brings to the fellas. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not like Rich, really. He's not really like Covino. Spot is Spot, which is great, because he was solo. So you got to, you know, it was a little more personal, and you know, Spot loves to cook, and he's in the kitchen. So it was great. I dug it, dude. I didn't dig that butter, but yeah, I dug the footage for sure.
No, you know, one of my buddies that I told you I was talking to earlier this week, my buddy Luis, he was telling me that that it's a trip, because at this point, you know, Covino and Rich, and I know they wouldn't, it probably wouldn't be very smart to like rebrand their shit at this point, but it really is Covino, Rich, and Spot, you know, to where now, you know, Spot's right there controlling everything, but he's on the air 100% of the time, you know?
Right.
And so it really is a 3-man show now, where it's kind of been that way for the last few years. As long as I've been listening, at least, like almost 10 years, it's been that way. But even more so since they've gone to Patreon, now it's the three of them,
Do you remember when he had Spot Center, where he had that extra hour?
Yeah, I caught like the ass end of it. I maybe listened to like a year of it or 6 months of it or however long, but I did catch it for a minute. It was that hour before Covino and Rich, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I dug it. I listened to this shit. And
I liked it. No, I liked it too. And it was cool because sometimes they would like Covino would come on if he was like in the studio early or some shit, or Spot would just be bullshitting about like Spot shit. I dug it. I really did. And maybe he could even bring Spot Center back to fucking Patreon,
Maybe every other week or once a month.
Even once a month, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Spot Center. Hey, Covino, Rich, and Spot, if you're listening, bring back Spot Center, man. Even if it's just once, just bring it back once. Let us live that moment again.
Yeah, no, I think it would be dope, and I think it would be cool for Spot to even just I guess he's kind of doing that with like Egg Mountain and shit, but I'd like to see him like sit there like they're doing their normal everyday show, right, and do the Spot show, Yeah. Show us some shit that he's been watching, talk about some shit that he's been watching on Netflix or whatever. Exactly how Spot Center was done before. I dug it,
Yeah, I did too. I was actually disappointed when they got rid of it, man. I wonder what happened there. Well, maybe they can tell us now.
Yeah, and it's crazy like how many things have changed as far as like the amount of hours they were on, because I believe at one time they had like Spot Center and they did like a 3 or 4 hour show.
It's 4 hours.
And then yeah, so then it was like then they only did like the 4 hours with no Spot Center, and then it went down to 3, and then it was like up to 4, and then it might have been 2. It's just crazy how now I think it's dope. I think right now they have a good groove of where they're at like 2.5 hours, right? Because it gets you so invested as you're listening, but it leaves you wanting more, So
I like how they'll keep going too. So now there's not like, I used to hate that shit when they would tease, right? Usually it's Rich's thought, right? One of Rich's thoughts. And bro, we wouldn't even get to it. I fucking invested. You've been teasing this shit for 2 hours. And now fucking here's 11 o'clock. And now I got to wait till fucking Monday, right?
No, what sucked about that is that if they fucking camera, I know how to fix this and I just haven't. No, it would suck if they were in the middle of a thought and then Spot was like, "Oh shit, I forgot. We got 8 seconds. Arrivederci, we see you in the promised land."
Goodbye.
Now it's dope that they have that wiggle room. Right. So if they do want to finish a story, they'll be like, fuck it, let's go 10 more minutes. All right. Or if they're like, you know what, let's wrap it up. We'll get to that tomorrow. Now it's their choice,
Hey, speaking of, I got a question for you, bro. Were you watching when Rich got up and left the room?
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to come back.
I didn't either, dude. I started thinking like, oh, fuck, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, no, I don't remember what it was that that they were even talking about, but I just remember he got pissed, and I was like, they were like, do we end the show like that? I don't think he's coming back. And when he did, I was surprised, like, oh, shit.
You know what, dude? Again, Rich, sorry I give you shit all the time, but it made me feel good when he came back on camera, dude, because it just wouldn't feel the same without him. And for a minute, I don't know, man. I don't know what I thought, but Rich dipped. They said, I don't think he's coming back. I was like, fuck, this can't be good. And they were talking about, well, maybe I just moved to Texas. Remember last week he was talking that bullshit where he was talking about maybe I just moved to Texas and flipped the LA house. And I'm just like, no. We're not going down that road, bro.
Yeah.
Change the subject.
You know what, though? Speaking of wrapping shit up and all that, I think we're going to have to wrap this up or I'm going to shit my pants.
Trojan or lifestyle, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Wrap it up, bro.
I'm so close to fucking shitting my pants. So,
all right,
I'm gonna wrap this up, and everybody follow us again after show BL across all social media. Hit us up 928-235-5285 if you want to text us, you want to say what's up, you want to leave a little voicemail, that's cool. But if we don't get out of here, I'm gonna have a hell of a story for next week. So
send us in for the contest.
Oh, yeah. Until episode 65, El Cucuy, you have anything to say before we bounce? All right, later.
Later, bro.
To the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens.